Welcome to Pray for the Gods, a brand new action-adventure, story-driven game in development by No Matter Studios, based in San Francisco. Now, there's an elephant in the room that I want to get out of the way before we start talking about Pray for the Gods, and that is my penis. But there is another massive issue that we also have to talk about, and that's how similar the game looks to Shadow of the Colossus, which is another game that came out in 2015, I believe in Japan. It also came out over here in the West too. Now, the reason why I know that this is very similar is because I've never actually played Shadow of the Colossus, but I did get the chance to enjoy a massive Let's Play, a whole series on that game. So I can personally see the amazing similarities between these two. But in saying that, we can take a look at a game like Path of Exile and Diablo 3. When Path of Exile was in development, it's quite clear you could have said the same thing. So let's not judge this game until it is released. In fact, all we have right now is a little bit of information and a gameplay trailer. So with that out of the way, let's move on. Now, it looks like the game's very heavily focused on the story-driven element of it, but also the adventure, the action-adventure style of gameplay, which we get to see very little of. I really feel like some of the strongest games that has, adventure, story-driven action gameplay would have to be like Lords of the Fallen. I'm sure this game's going to be very, very different to Lords of the Fallen, but that strikes similarity to me as well. Now, when it comes to the combat, I just want to say I really hope that it's not just all cutscenes. I really hope that there is kind of some in-depth stuff. This is actually quite difficult when you look at the way that the combat seems to be playing out in this trailer with these massive, giant-ass gods. So, if you're curious about what this world is all about, let's get into that. It's a brutal journey set on a desolate, frozen island, where your only chance of survival is to destroy the very gods you believe in. Now, if that ain't a strong enough story to make a video game out of, I don't know what is. I love that, where your only chance of survival is to destroy the very gods you believe in. I think it's because of the fact that the gods are usually put on their gods. And then when you put them on a, level playing field as humans, it's just a really cool concept. Now, there's also this heavy theme of winter being about it. Discover the mystery behind the never-ending winter. This is pretty cool too. I'm not sure just how much of this game will display all winter themes and elements, but it looks like probably a lot of it, especially seeing that some of the gods are very cosmetically, very like hairy and like golem-y yeti type of gods. So I feel like it's going to be a consistent theme throughout this game. So let's talk about the studio really quickly. No Matter Studios. It's comprised of 3 developers. 3 of them. When you look at this gameplay trailer and you think 3 people, yeah, this is pretty amazing. I want to know more about the engine that they're working on and everything like that. This is a special looking indie game in comparison to a lot of the indie titles that have come out. Indie games are amazing when they do it right, but they tend to not have that graphical fidelity like Pray for Gods is pulling off here. So that's the real clear standout for myself. Now, let's get on to this. So these 3 developers, they're working in the evening hours to create the game they've always wanted to. Now, I don't know if they have full-time jobs, but that's what they're kind of implying here. They're working in the evening hours. But, they might just happen to work at that time. Who knows? Anyway, with the simple goal to create colossal moments, we've set forth on our labor of love, Pray for the Gods. There it is, guys. This game has got a lot of hype around it at the moment, just from the trailer, and I think deservingly, let's not judge it till it comes out. From a consumer point of view, you should be stoked that this game is coming out. Consider it like a sequel even to Shadow of the Colossus, something along those lines. Everyone loves competition and games that they like, even if they are from other developers. Although, I got a feeling that Sony Entertainment, who is involved with Shadow of the Colossus, might be pretty pissed off right now. But, yeah, totally different. I'm a consumer, not a Sony Entertainment developer, so it doesn't bother me too much. Anyway, friends, thanks for joining me as always. Catch you next time for another friend update. See ya. Welcome to For Honor, a brand new hack and slash IP that's focusing on action gameplay by Ubisoft Montreal.